Golden Axe on the Sega Genesis. This is being played on a Genesis 6-pack cartridge on original Model 1 hardware with the volume slider and the headphone jack. I'm playing this on a CRT from 2003. It's a JVC DVD combo unit. And I'm capturing the footage via this DVD recorder, which is upscaling it to 1080p. So we're going to have the Vivitar USB dongle capture all this footage at 60 frames a second. The good news is that this is probably the best looking. Okay, let me put it this way. I have played Golden Axe on an arcade machine way back in the early 1990s at the Olney movie theater. If you played Fallout 3, you know where Olney, Maryland is. I saw Speed in that movie theater. I saw a bunch of movies in that movie theater. And one of the things I did before going to the movies and to watch Ninja Turtles 3 on launch on opening weekend was to go to the game room and play this game. I don't remember what else they had in that arcade room. I think they had Pac-Land in that arcade room. But I played a lot of Golden Axe back in the day. 2-player with my brother. I kind of wanted this game to come out on the NES because I was a massive fan of the Ninja Turtles arcade game. And I kind of like Double Dragon on the NES. But this is obviously a game you couldn't do on the NES, at least not easily at the time. This game came out, what, 88, 89? But obviously, if you looked at how dialed back the NES port was of Double Dragon, and of course the port of Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, was, you understand why you wouldn't want to do a game like this on the NES, which is compromised way too much. But on the Genesis, which was, that beefed up 68 with that beefed up Motorola processor, they probably felt they could convert that arcade game to a home console, and they did. So this was I don't know if this was a launch title, but this was one of those games that premiered pretty early in the Genesis run. So if you had an NES and you're going to a kiosk, you want to see what the Genesis had available, this is one of those games you could show. The kind of game you couldn't play on the Super Nintendo. This isn't. I thought there was a difficulty slider. I guess this life meter is the difficulty slider. B attack, C to jump, A for magic works fine. Pretty dope soundtrack, actually. If I had to rank them, I think that I haven't played much of Golden Axe 2. I did play all the Golden Axe games on this channel, specifically the first 3 Golden Axe games. Have not played any of the sequels beyond that, but I did play all the Genesis games on this channel like 8 or 9 years ago. They all suck. But I'm playing this on a CRT for the first time. It's not going to get much better. But I do want to play the game the way the goddess intended. So yeah, they're going for that Conan vibe, and then they pretty much got it. They got that vibe on this 80s synth. Fade outs, huh? So I'll get this music later. I want to say the composer for Golden Axe 2 and 3 did not work on this game. But I want to say this composer is somewhat familiar. And I don't know what the arcade game sounded like, so I'm going to have to go and pull out some audio tracks from the arcade. We're not going to do beginner mode, we'll do arcade mode. There's a duel like in what? There was a duel in a Double Dragon where you can have 2 people play against each other, but I mean, this isn't exactly Street Fighter 2 we're talking about here. Now this game has a deeper move set than the Ninja Turtles arcade game did. It's not quite in the Double Dragon territory. You have your regular attack, and you also have running attacks if you double tap left or double tap right. And you have running attacks. And they're kind of hard to aim, unfortunately. And you have regular running attacks where you don't jump. The enemies are pretty quick, though, so you're going to have to be on your feet. The hit detection takes a bit of work to kind of grapple. So you have to practice lining up your attacks in this game more than most games, I would argue. It's not as bad as, say, Final Vendetta on the Nintendo Switch. But I would say it's somewhat harder to line up your attacks here than in the Ninja Turtles arcade game. I'm Turtles in Time was I guess a little bit better about that. At least on that Super NES, it definitely was. Yeah, you're gonna have to. No, I don't know which moves are actually stronger. I want to practice that. Hold on, gotta get my magic. Yeah, the hard part is trying to line up your running attacks so you can get all these potions. I don't know if it matters how strong your magic is. Ah, careful. There's nothing else you want to get on your mount so you can save, so you can preserve your health. Got it. So every time you attack, it turns around. It does a 180-degree turn. So keep that in mind. No, you don't. Mine. They're gonna have to practice, how strong these moves are. But yeah, this was a nice touch. You never really got in the other brawlers of the era, getting mounts. I don't know. Were there any other games with mounts in them? I'll take those. Again, I don't think it matters how many. I mean, I want to say that it's the potion level determines how strong the screen clearing bomb is. But unless you're fighting a boss, I don't think it really matters that much. But again, I'm on the mount so that I can absorb at least one extra hit, or maybe a couple more hits. Spit them out. Okay, did I kill my mount too? We'll find out in a second. There's another mount here. You can't skip this. It's like Final Fantasy VII. Unskippable summon sequences. No, you don't. Ah! You can pick these guys up too, which I think is kind of hilarious. Okay, ran away. Lost interest. Heads up. He'll run away eventually. Ah! Excuse me. He's down. There's no score in this game? Well, there probably is when you die. Because in games like Final Fight, you get points if you have weapons, if you're carrying weapons at the end of a section. So it's almost worth it. It's always worth it in Final Fight to pick up a weapon before you leave a stage section because you get extra bonus points. You need those points to get extra lives in Final Fight. It's really tough. I will play Final Fight on this channel eventually. I keep getting around to it. I've never officially played it. That's one of my Hall of Fame games. I'm definitely going to play that on this channel in HD at some point. It'll most likely be from the Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle collection, which I might pull out this weekend. But this Labor Day weekend will probably be about cleaning out my old consoles and playing some of the old stuff. Like, I got my Super Nintendo. I'll probably play some SimCity. I got my Genesis here, so I'll get some more footage from that. So as noisy, I'm playing on a very noisy composite video signal, but it looks decent on this CRT. But admittedly, this game's graphics aren't really that detailed. The visuals aren't really that impressive, to be honest with you. Careful. Okay, let's just eat these. We'll eat these potions, so I gotta get some health. I don't think there is any health in this game, is there? By the way, I want to say all the characters are the same, like they're all just palette swaps. But hey, female protagonists in video games, that wasn't that common back then. Though I want to say female protagonists were more common on the Genesis than they were on the NES. Because off the top of my head, I'm just thinking of this game, Alicia Dragoon, whoops, El Viento. What else am I thinking of? I should do a list of that, because I'm pretty sure I can remember. Off the top of my head, I can think of maybe like a dozen Genesis heroines. And I'm not talking about like Street Fighter 2 or anything like that. I mean like just... Ow! Just a second. Yeah, trap the dragon against the background there, so it can't line up its attacks with me. So you can change directions in midair. That's good. Ah! And I'm dead. Again, this game isn't particularly sophisticated, but it does the job. Like, again, it has more moves than, like, the Ninja Turtles arcade game did, than Double Dragon 2 did, arguably. Well, Double Dragon 2 had a few extra moves. They really weren't that important. Didn't mean to set you on fire, citizens. I missed a potion. I was trying to get 3 of them. Yeah, I can't get that one. It's out of my reach. So this isn't a running fire attack. It's just a running head charge. Just a running charge. Sit. Ah! Crap. So we'll take them all out, and I can get back on the dragon, hopefully. Again, if nothing else, it's just for an extra hit. Free health. It was like in a... Ah! Got me. Just like in Grand Theft Auto, you get an extra hit if you're riding a car. Ah! Ah! Got me. Yeah, see that running jump attack is hard to aim. I gotta keep track of how much damage these things do. Sit. This thing shoots fireballs though. Ah! It's kind of hard to line these up. Ah! Okay, so that's 3 hits I took, or 3 hits I got absorbed by my dragon. Nope, I was invincible during the lifting animation, so that's nice. The skeleton screamed. Ah. The sound effects aren't that great, but some of the shouting's not bad. Some of the digitized voice samples are okay. I don't remember the arcade. The arcade game arguably had better animation, but I don't remember it being a better game. There's the meat I needed. I really only need like 1 potion, just so I can use that magic. But yeah, at some point I'm going to do a research stream. I guess I might do a research stream for this game to fill content, because I want to see how strong each move is. But there's no way for me to rewind this. So I can play the Sega Genesis emulated versions on the Xbox One, and I can just do the rewind. Again, this game isn't amazing, but I kind of want to do I want to do a data dump, right? Determine how strong each move is in this game. Because I want to say every character is the same. Yeah, you can press jump and attack at the same time to do a spinning attack. Whoops, wrong button. I think you hold B and press C. Like, you hold attack and press jump to that little spinning blade attack. Gimme. Sit, lady. 2. So 2 flames, huh? I don't know. I personally think that 1 flame should be enough. But hey, what are you going to do? Barely made that jump. Yeah, just use your head. Got it. Platforming and brawlers, everyone's favorite part of brawlers. Yeah, you can't do a spinning. Can't do any special attacks when you're riding a mount, I guess. Okay, we good? Sit. Ah! Kicked me. Okay, we're gonna use our magic. Screw this guy. And there's an interlacing effect going on here. So if you're watching this video at 30 frames a second, you might not be able to see anything when those enemies start flashing. Ah! Hit me during the grapple. If he hit me before I could start the grapple. Yeah. That won't work. Yeah, you press jump and attack simultaneously. So I guess there's some invincibility frames on that sword spin. And when you do that running kick, you stay stationary. You don't kick through them. You're stationary, so you jump vertically as you make contact, which I think is kind of an interesting bit. Because you don't kick through the enemy. You just kind of stop your forward momentum when you make contact with them. Which could be useful in some scenarios. Good enough. Level 2. Ah, crap. Okay, where are the bosses? I'm trying to wait till they show up. I'll wait till I die. Yeah. Crap. So okay, so attack and jump at the same time is a back attack. Okay, so you turn, so you attack behind, you spin your sword, then attack behind you. What else? Is that a strong attack? Okay, here we go. I need that. I had to save that for the boss, of course. Kind of hard to line this up. What? See, he interrupted me. I thought I was invincible during that. Ah, crap. Am I dead? Yeah, it's all my lives. So we'll switch. I can't. I thought I could switch characters. Maybe I just did that wrong. Couldn't line that up. Got him. Yeah, I can't. So I have to do it simultaneously. I can't hold one button down, then press. I can't hold attack and then press jump. That's a final fight trick. That's 2 of those. 3 of those. 4 of those. 5. So I guess 5 spinning attacks is what I needed. Again, I do want to see which move is the strongest. So that is the difficulty slider. It's just, yeah, the difficulty slider is literally just how many pips of health do you have. I don't know, whatever. Because I know Golden Axe 3 had a difficulty slider. But yeah, so far the music's like a B, maybe a B plus. Pretty good soundtrack for what I mean for this kind of instrumentation. Whiffed. Thought I started banging him on the head and I whiffed. And I don't think there's a way to line. Is there a way to hit multiple enemies at once? I don't think so, actually. I think maybe the dragon can hit multiple enemies at once, but I think that was one of the problems I had with this game. You can't hit multiple enemies at once, to my knowledge. At least not easily. Like I said, that's basic brawler stuff. Like, if you can only hit one enemy at a time, then enemies will attack you as soon as you recover for another attack. Like, enemies will attack you as soon as you recover from whatever. You attack one enemy, that while you're recovering, another enemy gets behind you and then counters as you're recovering. And I always thought that was lame. But you're starting to see, I guess a speedrunner trick is to bait the enemy into charging you, and then you counter with your own charge. Like that. So this is kind of a Battletoads problem, where you can't attack multiple enemies simultaneously. Which you could obviously do in Final Fight and in Streets of Rage 2. Okay, so there you go. I was able to head bash them both simultaneously, but again, it's not reliable. In Final Fight, you could easily attack multiple enemies at once. So yeah, I mean, frankly, this game isn't much better than Shadow Dancer, but Shadow Dancer is just frustrating. Shadow Dancer isn't bad, it's just frustrating. And some of the level design is trash. Like what is it? Like stage 2 has like a really nasty checkpoint where you could die to a boss and get sent all the way back and lose like 15 minutes of progress. Like, it's really nasty. I guess if you're speedrunning, it's not so bad. And if you give yourself unlimited shurikens, like some, video game journalists. Yeah, I'm sure Revenge of Shinobi is amazing if you give yourself infinite shurikens and 9 lives. But if you're me and you're just trying to play the game normally, it's some BS. There's a lot of BS in the level design there. And the controls are a bit mushy. Like, it's just... Shadow Dancer is just a much better paced game. It's way tighter. The pacing is way better. There's fewer weird double jump issues. I mean, like, the controls in Shadow Dancer are very elegant. But in Revenge, they're really sort of clunky and mushy. It's not amazing. It's a much more deliberately paced game, but the controls aren't tight, so that's the big problem I have with it. Oh, wow. And they teamed up on me. That was the problem. So again, you can't reliably attack multiple enemies at the same time. So that's the biggest problem I have with this game. It's not deep. But I mean, like, Ninja Turtles never... I mean, I would say the pacing of Ninja Turtles was better. But the controls in this game are tight enough so that you can play it, you can play it like a brawler relatively well. But yeah, Streets of Rage is a bit. I'd say Streets of Rage is a bit more meat on its bones, but it's not a particularly sophisticated game either. Like as a single player game, like it feels like a proof of concept. Streets of Rage 2 did a better job of it. But I gotta go back to playing that. But I only have it. I have it on the Sega Genesis Mini, so I will go back and play that game. I keep saying I'm gonna get my hands on the Sega Genesis Mini 2, and I guess I'll get around to it. But I've gotta sell a bunch of games because my PS3 just bit the dust. I didn't play it. The problem is I didn't play it nearly as much as I wanted to because I bought it kind of late, and I bought a bunch of games. I have like 3 dozen games for that console, but they were stupid cheap. But I only did like maybe 7 or 8 plate video games on this channel on the PS3. Like I didn't really commit to it. So I didn't show this PS3 enough love. I think I used it more as a media player. Even then, like it's its utility as a media player is very, very good. Like it's better than some laptops in that sense. 'Cause you can hook it up to you can hook it up to a CRT. Like I can hook up my PS3 to the CRT right now, and arguably get better input latency, depending on the games. I mean, obviously it depends on the games you're playing, but I can imagine if you have a game that runs at 60 frames a second, like if you're playing like Street Fighter 4, maybe you can play on a CRT. But I don't have any component inputs for any of my CRTs. These are all old school, like ugly AF composite video devices. Ah! That was lame. Eat it. But I have to figure out how to line up simultaneous attacks, because like it's just again it's that whole thing. Just doing charge attacks. Whoop! Okay, get off it. Mine! Again, I don't even think the flame could attack multiple enemies at once. Ah! Run away, right? I think 3 strikes and then it goes away. Out. Now. Excuse me. That flame stays out for a while, so that's kind of cool. No jump attacks, just so you know. Because I was able to... That flame stuck out for a while. So what? Yeah, those running attacks will get you. Ah! I think the health bar needs more pips. Like, it needs, like, smaller squares. Because every time you take a hit, it should register it. Or at least give you a numerical value, like hit points, you know what I mean? But games almost never surface that information in the past. So I can't tell if my health bar is full or empty. I can't tell if my health bar is full or nearly full. Again, I might do a data dump for this game later, but it's not a game it's a game I keep playing like every other year or so. I pull it out of the mothballs, play it for half an hour, and then never touch it again. I never want to get better at it. But I'm probably more charitable to this game now than I was when I played it on the Sega Genesis Classics Anthology. Okay, fine. Screw you. It does suck that I can't attack multiple enemies at once. Okay, don't let them charge you. Is anyone counting how many jump kicks it takes? Kind of spongy, huh? He's down. Guess they lost interest in me kicking... These metal soldiers lost interest in me kicking them with my leather boots. Feet of Fury. Am I on the last level, or I forget how many levels there are in this game. I never gotten this far in the game, I think. This is it. This is the run. Yeah, they always try to surround you. And you can't grapple enemies unless you start a combo on them. You can't just grapple enemies like in a final fight. Like, you have to make contact with them first to start the grapple combo. I think you have to do your jump. I think you have to do your jump attack to change direction quickly. That seems to be the safest way to line up attacks if you're surrounded. Should I use my magic here? No, you don't. I kind of want to waste it on this guy. Because this is my last life and my last pip of health, so that's not going to help either. Still not dead. No, you don't. I saw him try to take a swing at me. Still not down. Now he's down. Ready for the magic? Okay, so this guy's going to be dead. Let's see how much we can eat off him. But yeah, I've never made it this far in the game, even in the arcade. I'm probably playing safer than I normally do. Haha. Oh, come on! I still got continues. I can't switch characters? Yeah, I can't switch characters. Fine. So this is the, flare. This is the Amazon playthrough you guys have been waiting for. Eat it. So how much damage did that... Whoop! How much damage did that, dragon do? That spell. Go away. Minions. The minions are arguably worse than this guy is. Ow! Ah! Well, couldn't get my combo off. Well, I hit both of them simultaneously that time. Don't know how that worked. Hit him, kick him in the abs. Yeah, got him again. Again, not a particularly sophisticated game. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. Maybe there's a more efficient way to whittle him down. How about I just gut this guy with a finishing move? Like, just take the sword and stab them in the groin. End the comp. Did I win? Did I win Golden Axe? Probably won Golden Axe. Huh. Amazon playthrough complete. Holla. What's her name? Claris Flare? Silas Flare? I don't remember what her name is. And by the way, she got a PS2 game, I think. And there was a set Beast Rider, I think. And there was also a Saturn brawler that was also in the... No, there was a 32-bit brawler that came out in arcade with the Centaur lady. What is it? Revenge of Death Adder, I think, which never got a port, I don't think. It's only it's an arcade special. It's a MAME special, I guess. And I want to say there was a fighting game on the Sega Saturn, which you would expect. It would take a brawler and try to turn it into a fighter. That's typical for the 90s. Ninja Turtles was made into a fighting game. Final Fight characters kept showing up in fighting games. What was the other one that made the conversion? Well, the opposite happened with Dynasty Warriors. The opposite thing happened with Dynasty Warriors. They started out as a Bushido Blade-like clone, and then it wound up being a brawler, which I think is kind of hilarious. What? Which I think is kind of hilarious. Okay, that was a... Hold on. No, we don't. I play Streets of Rage. I know what's up. And he's in. Yeah. Bye. Yeah, don't dash through them. Just do a quick double. You can cancel the dash at any time if you let go of the D-pad. So that's a nice bit of control, a nice bit of nuance I wasn't expecting in a game like this. Bye. Gotta line this up. Whoa, whoops! That was stupid. Haha. So I accidentally fell in. That's the problem. I don't think I can get. Ow! I don't think I can get behind him. Whatever. Screw this guy. Ah! Got me. You don't let him grapple you. Trying to save these potions for a boss. And again, you can't throw enemies into other enemies. That's a bit of nuance I wish they'd added. Whoa! Pfft, what was that? I guess he got stuck in his charge animation. Oh well. Yet running kicks tend to be pretty efficient for dealing with these guys. Bye. Guess I shouldn't have kicked him into the pit. Get in the pit. Try to love someone. You forgot to take his own advice. Wow, look at that. Wiped away all my health and took away all my potions, didn't it? Last credit. Let's go. I still got all my potions. That's good. Don't know if that was a thing in the arcade version. Not dead yet. Dead now. You do not want to get stuck between two people. Do not ever get stuck between two dudes. Yeah. Careful, 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 careful. Yeah, that's like a stun lock. You can't get out of that. Bye. Yeah, that was a stun lock. Like that will wipe out all of your health. Okay, I got behind him. Yeah. Not dead yet. Well, now he's dead. Ugh. Can I kick him into the pit? Let's have a little fun with him. Ah! Whoops. That was bad. Kick him in the pit. Whoops! Careful. Careful, careful, careful. And he's in the pit! Okay, hold on. Get behind him. Bye. Boop! Bye, bye! This is the dude. Yeah. You know what's on when the bad guy's chilling when you show up. That's how you know what's on. Dude just minding his own business. Careful. Whoa! What? Oh, that can't be good. That's not good. That's not fair. How's I supposed to counter that? Whoop. That's not fair either. Guess I have to keep attacking him. Okay, I beat your light-skinned brother, so you better better not mess with me. I do him like I did you. I do you like I did him. Ah! I'm out of continues. This is kind of ridiculous. This one skeleton's gonna wipe me out because he's too fast. Yeah, that one skeleton wiped me out in the last boss. Oh well. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. Total score 10191.7. I don't know what strength means. I am 45. I'm B class. I'm C plus tier, I guess. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Okay, this game isn't great, but you know, what are you gonna do? So I'll tell you what. I'll do a little research stream. Actually, let me see what the duel is before we end the video. Let's see what the duel is. We only have one player. Oh, haha. Don't remember this part. I can beat multiples of you. You think I might be able to beat one of you? Okay, so attack and jump simultaneously is for the whoops. Attack and jump simultaneously is for the roll back attack. So that's a bit of nuance between the two characters. Oh, we're on a timer. That can't be good. So now we get to do our speedrun strats. What? Should have delayed that last button press. Okay, so you can attack multiple enemies simultaneously. It's just kind of hard to line it up because they might counterattack during that part. It also might be a way for me to test my what do you call it? Yeah, his running jump attack is easier to line up because he can attack multiple times in midair. Spam him. Get a stun lock and we'll be fine. How you like them apples? This dude might be better than the Amazon. Ah! Garbage. So is this like a challenge mode? Ow! Got behind me. Yeah, I think he might be better. His hitbox might be more reliable. And his sword is way better. Yeah, let's just try him instead. Yeah, good. Timer's out. Because I didn't run out of time. So I guess the real problem is that you waste time having to recover from getting up. And it's here for the short dude. Brought the noise and the axe. He's down. He's down. I like how he just buries the axe in the dude's skull and like pulls it out. Like he doesn't like do a full. He doesn't like do a follow through. This could be interesting. Whoops. Gimme. Yeah. Sit. Careful. Ah! Got behind me. Nope. See, that's how you do it. So it's like a sandbox. That's kind of cute. Okay, look, this game is better than I claimed 10 years ago, but it's not great. Like, okay, it's better than Super Hang On and Revenge. I'm gonna call it. I like this better than Revenge of Shinobi. It's less BS. Still some BS, but like it's not a great brawler, but you know it does the job. If I were a kid, I would have played this like every week for like 10 years. I played a lot of terrible games when I was a kid. I played a lot of the Ninja Turtles arcade game on the NES. That should tell you something. Yo, go away! I only have one health bar. I can't be good. Yeah, I tried to delay that last hit. Didn't matter. He got behind me. He got behind me. So I've been defeated on the path to glory. Yeah. Total score 55. Now in round 8. That's an 85 score. Look at that. A plus. Well, they say I'm A plus tier. That doesn't sound right. I did pretty good, all things considered, I guess. Test your might. So I guess we'll see what beginner does, but I don't know what's even going on with that. But yeah, I do like the dwarf. So we'll see what Conan here can do. Attack, jump simultaneously. Yeah, he does the same Amazon sword swing. Spinning sword back attack. I can't hold one button down, so I have to press them both simultaneously. So it's not like Final Fight where you can hold attack and then press jump for like the spin kick. You can't do it that way here. Let's see what we got. I'd say they're exactly the same. Like the Barbarian and the Amazon are exactly the same. It's like, you know, Gauntlet. Although, obviously in that game, the Barbarian was slower. He feels the same as the Amazon. You have the exact same moveset. Let me check out the running jump. Yes, you can't grab people and use them as projectiles. That kind of sucks. Yeah, his running jump attack has multiple strikes. The Amazon only has that one down strike. So yeah, she might be the worst of the three characters to use. I guess her running attack is a little bit more effective. Hey! Sit. Okay, where's the goblin? I'm not paying attention to the move strength, unfortunately. I probably need to start trying that. Because I am curious how strong each move is. So I'm about to set up a whole different video to clarify that. Because I played Streets of Rage, for hours without figuring out the move set. But my complaint about that game is that everyone had the exact same moves. Like, they all did the exact same strength. The only distinction between the characters is I think Adam had a longer health bar. Yeah, I think Blaze was the fastest, but she had the shortest health bar. Sit. Ah! Potion. Give me the loot. Doesn't seem appropriate, Japan, but you do you. Gimme. Give me the loot. That's a full potion. So this is beginner mode, right? This is beginner mode. So I guess we get the idea. So how strong are these moves? 1, 2. That's a 3-hit combo. He hasn't picked the dudes up. That's 5 hits on that. I guess each move in the combo is only worth 1 punch. So it's like 5 hit. It's a 5-hit combo that finishes them off. Ow. So I'd say this is the easy mode basically. Bosses aren't as tanky, I guess. Ah. And maybe enemies don't do that much damage either. Yeah, so this running attack is okay. Oh, he can attack multiple times before doing the down slash. Do I have to hold the button down while doing a running jump? Yeah, hold the button down while doing a running jump. Ah. But does it? It's just hard to aim. Might be a pro level move. I don't know. But okay, we get the idea. So, Golden Axe is not terrible. I thought it was bad, but I mean it's bad, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. So I guess I raised my grade from like a C minus to like a C. It's not terrible, but I could play this game for an hour, and I pretty much almost beat the game. So at least I think I almost beat the game. Like this is about as much of the game as I'm willing to play. But to the game's credit, I was willing to give it an hour. But yeah, it's a game I keep coming back to, even though I don't really like it. So I guess I can do a no death run with the. I could do a no death run with the Dwarf a bit later. So as I said, I recorded this on original Model 1 hardware with the headphone slider, the headphone jack, and the volume slider. It's on the Genesis 6-pack cartridge. Composite video plugged into my Magnavox VHS DVD recorder. And a very noisy composite video out to my CRT television. It's a JVC DVD combo unit from like 2003, 2004. We're outputting to HDMI at 1080p into my Vivitar USB dongle right here. It's capturing at 768p. It's a 4:3 resolution, 4:3 aspect ratio, capturing at 60 frames a second. So all the interlacing bits aren't going to get dropped if you watch this game at 60 frames a second on YouTube. It will have all the frames there. But if you're playing this video at 30 frames a second, some of the frames might be missing because interlacing being what it is, flickering effects, flame effects might not be represented properly because YouTube doesn't always. YouTube does not display such imagery at a full 30 frames a sec, at a full 60 frames a second. So any interlacing trick like this effect right here, if the skeleton's blinking on and off, that's normal. But if you don't see the skeleton or if it disappears, that's the 30 frames per second limitation. It's dropping frames that includes some of these interlacing tricks. So I will play a couple. So if I had to rank all these games on the cartridge, this game is below Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage isn't a great game, but you don't even have running attacks in that game, so that's kind of a weird limitation. But I would say the controls a little bit. The controls are a little bit tighter. The hit detection's better in Streets of Rage, I would argue. So it feels like a more fair game than Streets of Rage does, I would say. You don't have mounts in Streets of Rage, but you do have screen clearing bombs, just like screen clearing police bazookas. But yeah, I don't like Sonic the Hedgehog either. So basically, you have Super Hang On at the bottom. You have Revenge of Shinobi, arguably like barely a tier above that. I would say Columns is a better game than this, but it's not amazing. But Columns I can play for like half an hour if I'm really feeling it. But I think the difficulty ramps up too quickly for that game. So yeah, this game is better than I thought it was gonna be. So I'll give it some props for holding my interest longer than I thought it would. Tyrus Flare. Tyrus equals Flare. So again, we'll play more of the Genesis 6-pack later. I gotta play some Sonic the Hedgehog eventually, and that's actually the last game in the collection I need to play because I played all the others. And I gotta record the music for this. I mean, it's available in others. It's available from other locations, but I need to get an audio connection that works. It's weird. None of my other HDMI cables will work with this, so I need to convert it to HDMI and then find a way to get rid of some of the buzziness. I might just have to use an audio. I might just have to use a noise reducer, but that adds artifacts that shouldn't be in the original audio. Anyway, Golden Axe on the Sega Genesis Model 1, part of the Genesis 6-pack cartridge.